I've been wanting to thank Wyatt for almost 2 weeks now, and as I've been waiting, my enthusiasm for this place and for the people here has been growing and growing, and so this thank you has been bubbling and bubbling, so what was going to be a nice, polite thank you has turned into thank you, Wyatt! And thank you, Megan, and thank you, Adam, and thank you to the amazing staff and people here. It's been a gift to be around such astounding writers. It's been a gift to be with the playwrights in workshop. They are incredibly talented and a generous, generous group as well. That being said, I would gladly have skipped these 2 weeks if I knew that Dan O'Brien would be able to make it, but he knows we're thinking about him indeed. A special thank you to Naomi for thinking of me and suggesting me. I always love being with her. I'm so bonded to her, and I'm always inspired by her, so thank you. This afternoon, I'm going to share the beginnings of 2 different plays, full-length plays. One will be about 20 minutes, and the other about 10 minutes, and I'll make a couple of remarks in between the 2. The first one is about an ex-professional football player in his mid-50s who has post-concussion syndrome. And it's been interesting for me to hear the number of times that sports has come up in the readings and the anecdotes, Ted Simmons, and even in our workshop, actually, we went around the room and had the playwrights share something that was not on their resume. And the number of times they talked about sports was really interesting. We have one person who is a boxer / ice dancer, and I thought that was a really interesting combination. We have a high-level competitive figure skater as well in our midst, just to embarrass you a little bit, if you don't mind. And sports is something that makes it into a lot of my plays. I find it really rich material, often Greek in scale, these larger-than-life heroes, their hubris, their tragic falls, the tragic falls they cause in others, lots of permutations there. I'm interested in the language of sports and how much it gets into our everyday speech, and particularly when I think about, yes, thought leads to certain language, but also language determines thought. And thinking about that with sports vernacular is very interesting to me. Okay, that was a long-winded introduction to Halftime with Don. Oh, this excerpt, as it says, 20 minutes, and before we start, I have one more thank you. Thank you, Mike and Emily. It is very hard to imagine our Playwrights Workshop or the conference in general without your talent and hard work, lots of reading. Okay, so I will be playing Don, our NFL player. He's in his mid-50s. Naomi opened the door for me to act, and so sorry, here I am again. Mike will be playing Ed, who's a fan, and Emily will be playing the daughter of the NFL player. I think I said the title, Halftime with Don.
Scene 1. This is why. A beat-up recliner tipped all the way back. All we see are the soles of 2 feet covered by well-worn tube socks. We sit with this image for a beat, then a doorbell. Lights up on Ed, geeked out, excited, awkward anticipation as he stands outside the door.
Hello, Mr. Devers?
The doorstep, leave it on the doorstep, please. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Nice work.
Oh, sorry, I'm not a delivery. I'm Ed Ryan. Ed Ryan. We have a meeting, you and me. We're supposed to meet, you and me.
The recliner strains to the upright position, revealing Don Devers, mid-50s. He sits there, blinking at the light. On his recliner, we see scores of yellow Post-it notes stuck along both sides of the backrest like tiny wings.
My wife, Sarah, she set this up as a birthday gift. I'm a fan of yours. Huge. Since I was 8. I'm 40 now, just turned. Thus the gift. It was scheduled for today, Saturday, January 5th.
Don searches his post-it notes, pulling one off, then putting it back, moving on to the next one, not finding any record of this. He looks at the door, unsure what to do.
I hope I'm not bothering you. Oh, well, that's okay. Thank you anyway. Just hearing your voice through the door, just getting that experience, it's pretty amazing, actually. So, thank you. And I'm very sorry to...
Yes, I've been expecting you. Yes, glad you could make it. One moment. Give me one moment.
Don, with a hand on either arm of the chair, pushes himself up and out. Not easy to do. His knees don't bend much, if at all.
Be right there.
Don grips his walker and starts to the door. Don doesn't walk really, it's more of a shuffle, so this takes a while. Perhaps a very long while.
Any minute now. Here I come. Patience is a virtue.
Finally, Don reaches the door, lets Ed in.
Well, hello there. Good to see you. It's good to see you. Did you leave your hand at home?
Wow. Your hand. I'm shaking your hand. I'm shaking Don Deaver's hand. This is, Mr. Deavers, this is such an honor.
The honor's all mine. It's Don. Call me Don. Come in, come in. Welcome to Chateau Deavers.
Thank you.
Make yourself at home.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I'm nervous. Wow.
Ed steps into the room, taking it in. Don's recliner is the only piece of furniture in this tiny living room, other than a nightstand positioned to one side of it and a rolly cart on the other. On top of the cart are an insane number of pill bottles, carefully arranged, with several small bottles of Gatorade and plastic cups. On the shelf below sits cans and cans and cans of Pringles potato chips. Ed watches Don shuffle back to the recliner.
Post-surgical. The walker. Still strong as a horse. Not from the glue factory, are you?
Finally, Don reaches his chair. He places his hands on either arm of the chair and drops himself into it.
Little light on the furniture, I know. I'd invite you to sit here. I mean, I'm friendly, but not that friendly. Where are my manners? Can I offer you anything? Gatorade? Pringles?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
Pringles, you kidding?
Really, I don't want to cause you
Don
any...
flips a can of Pringles to Ed.
Good hands.
Lucky I don't have Don Deavers ready to lower the boom on me. Not safe to be a wide receiver over the middle with Don Deavers around.
I was never out to injure anyone. Never.
No, oh no, of course not. After you tackled them, you'd help them up. You'd ask if they were all right, then tell them the same thing would happen again the next time they entered your territory.
That's right.
And with the number of tackles you had, well, the NFL didn't even keep those stats back then, but I counted. I kept my own tally. In '88, for instance, you had 32 solo tackles and 12 assisted. So that's 44 times that you helped an opponent to his feet. I always thought that was so honorable.
Thank you.
Don gets his own can of Pringles.
Please, enjoy.
Each pulls the lid and vacuum-sealed top from his Pringles can. They eat a chip.
Tasty, aren't they?
Yes.
And they're good for the brain. Bet you didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
Little known fact. It's good to see you.
It's a real honor to meet you.
When I say good to see you, that's a figure of speech. Good to see you. Makes a person feel as if they're a friend, that you've known each other for a while. I used to say it to my clients in my law practice, even when I was meeting them for the first time, like you and I are, for the first time.
Of course, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
Bet you
to
didn't know I became a lawyer?
I did, actually.
Handful of us in that club. Law school after football. Fred McNeil, Vikings. Steve Young, Niners. Alan Page, Vikings. I don't practice anymore. Decided it was time. My choice.
Terrific.
Mine. It was my choice. They threw me a retirement party, my firm.
That must have been really nice.
Don looks for a Post-it note, peels it off the chair.
Month, day, and time of the retirement party in the name of my firm.
Wow.
A few daily reminders is all.
Of course. God, the Don Devers Post-it notes. When you played, you had them in your locker. Inspirational sayings, quotes, things to focus on for a particular game. I love that so much that I did it too, as a kid. All along the wall next to my bed, I had my own yellow Post-it notes, a ton of them, like wallpaper, actually. I wrote my own sayings on them, pick-me-ups. And then it came. What you wrote me. I have it. I've always had it. I brought it with me so that I could show you.
Are you a reporter?
No. I worked for a retail company. Internal communications, intra-office newsletters, that sort of thing. Was there for a long time. It was a good day job, actually. Benefits. I got laid off a couple of months ago. Sports writing, now that's something I'd really love to do.
Who are you with?
Oh, no, I'm not with a paper or anything, I just wish. I've had a few small things printed here and there. I have a blog. I keep at it, though. 18 years and counting. Though I'm pretty discouraged at the moment, truth be told.
You married?
Yes, I am.
I used to be married. She died.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Car crash, which was my fault. And don't try to tell me it wasn't. It was. I have it right here.
Don peels another Post-it note from his chair.
Your wife, she living?
Yes, she's living.
Good. Good man. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. We're expecting our first child, actually.
There you go.
I don't know. I grew up without a father. Same with you, I know. So I don't really... I'm kind of scared I won't know how to do it, or what it means even. Was it like that for you?
It's hard.
Yeah.
Loving someone more than yourself, don't let anyone tell you that's easy. That's the hardest thing there is. Have you picked a name yet? For her, your daughter?
No, and it's a boy. Oh boy.
She sent you here. Did she send you here?
No, this was a birthday gift.
Stephanie sent you here?
Stephanie? No, I don't know who that is. Who's Stephanie?
My daughter Stephanie. You're the one who knocked her up. Is that you?
No, me? No, I'm married.
Darn right you are. Didn't seem to stop you, though.
To Sarah. My wife's name is Sarah.
She thinks you can change my mind. Is that it?
Don, Mr. Devers, I think you misunderstand.
Suddenly, Don grabs his walker and launches it at Ed. It narrowly misses him.
You tell her to stay away from here. Stay away from this house. Don't call, don't come by, don't send a proxy messenger. Did she think I would forget? Is that it? Well, I won't. I have it right here. Tell her I have it right here. Tell her.
Don slams a Gatorade bottle off his cart.
You see? You see now, this is why. Tell her. Tell her this is why.
Mr. Devers, I apologize if I
Tell
did anything.
her.
I will. I'll tell her. I'm sorry.
Ed dashes out. Scene 2. You have to go back. Ed, completely unnerved, meets a very pregnant Stephanie on the street.
What happened? What's wrong?
He thought I got you pregnant, that you sent me.
Did you mention me? I told you not to mention me.
I didn't.
That was the one thing we went over. Don't mention you talked to me, that you met me, that you even know who I am.
I didn't mention, no mention. I just said I was having a boy and he launched his walker at my head.
Okay, let's just calm the fuck down here. You calm down, I'll calm down. This little fucking alien inside me will calm down. Calm the fuck down, little alien. Calm?
No, you?
Fuck no, I don't do calm.
Such an idiot. It doesn't work to meet your heroes in real life. I don't need to see him like this.
Oh, was that hard for you?
I'm sorry. He's your father. I'm sure it must be
You don't know
difficult.
shit about what it must be. You played 9 years in the NFL, smashing into people. What do you expect?
I don't know.
Okay, it's all good. He just got a little confused, honest mistake. I set up 2 visits, so we've still got tomorrow. You'll go back tomorrow.
With what? A helmet and pads?
I'll get you a suit of fucking armor if I need to.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe I should leave. Maybe I should just go to the airport and fly standby or something.
No airport. You're not leaving. You're going back. You have to go back.
Don't you think I want to? My God, your father has meant more to me than you could possibly...
Your dad died when you were 6, hard childhood, blah, 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 etc., etc.
Wow.
Empathy, not my strong suit.
Apparently.
Your wife put a lot of work into this, sent me like a 1,500 emails to set this up.
He scared the shit out of me. But still, it was him. It was still him. I sat there on the floor and I felt like a little boy. I wanted to tell him everything, then hear what he'd have to say, especially after I showed him the note. Oh no. I didn't show him the note.
So, tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow. I'll go back tomorrow. I have to.
Day 2 with your hero. Here you come. Come on, I'll drive you back to your hotel.
They exit. Scene 3. What does this mean? Don's condo, late night, chair reclined, only his tube sock feet sticking out. Seems like he might be asleep until, after a beat, his hand reaches for the lever and he jams the chair upright. Frustration. He claps the lamp on. He grabs one of his pill bottles and shakes 2 out, takes them. He decides to take 1 more, then closes the bottle, clamps the light off, and reclines again. A beat. 2 beats. The chair flies upright again. Lamp clapped on again. He sits there a moment. There's something flickering, on and off, barely whispering to him. He listens deeply, desperate to hear the voice inside. Suddenly, he grabs his post-it notepad and quickly scrawls a sentence. When he's done, he looks at what he's written, baffled.
What does this mean?
Frustrated, Don peels the post-it note off and crumples it, then stops and uncrumples it, looking at it again. He decides to stick it on his chair after all, giving it a place with the others. He reaches for another pill bottle. He starts to open it, then slams it down. He turns to his night table, opens the drawer, and reaches inside. He pulls out a handheld taser. Don claps off the lamp and reclines. In the dark, we hear a few breaths to brace himself. Then the fizzling sound of electric current. Don holding the taser to his body, tasing himself unconscious. His body jerks violently. 5, maybe 6 seconds until silence. Scene 4. Your greatest moment. Lights up on Don late morning, asleep in his chair. The doorbell rings. Ed at the door.
The doorstep. Just leave it on the doorstep, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Nice work.
Mr. Devers, it's me, Ed Ryan. I'm back. Today, Sunday, January 6th, 1 p.m. Date, day, time of our second time together. That's what your daughter told me. Your daughter, Stephanie.
And up flies the recliner.
I do know her. I want to be honest with you, but just to be clear, I am not the man who, impregnated her, your daughter.
Don takes the taser off his chair and reaches for his walker. He pulls himself up and starts to shuffle to the door.
I want to be very clear about that. I just met her. She was the one my wife Sarah, contacted to arrange this. I really hope you'll let me in. There's something I really need to show you.
Don continues to the door. Eventually, he reaches it. Ed steps into the apartment.
Mr. Devers, Don, thank you.
Don puts the taser to Ed.
On your knees.
Is that?
It's a taser. On your knees.
Ed goes to his knees.
Mr. Devers, please.
I do apologize. This is certainly no way to treat a guest. But I told you, no more. Understand? I don't care what my daughter told you. No more nurses. You're fired. And sorry about your chin.
Don, I'm not a nurse. I'm a fan of yours. I swear I'll leave you alone as soon as I...
Ed quickly reaches to his pocket and pulls out a yellow post-it note, laminated for preservation.
What is that? Tell me what that is.
When I was a kid, I wrote to you, and you sent this to me.
He takes the post-it note with one hand, keeping the taser on Ed with the other.
I watched you every Sunday. You were so fierce. So fierce. But at the same time, like really polite and smart. And then I found out your father died when you were a kid, like me. My father died when I was 6. So I wrote to you and told you about it. And how bad things got. How we had nothing. How small I was. How poor. How badly bullied. How scared I was to go to school. But I thought, if I could just be like you. So I wrote you a note to tell you how much I wished I could just be like you. And then you sent me that post-it. Told me you peeled it right off your locker and sent it to me. Your greatest moment has yet to come. that it meant everything to me, coming from you. It saved my life, it really did, because I swear I was ready to. Your greatest moment has yet to come. And then Sarah found you. Somehow she found you, and I thought, holy shit, I can give him the note, show him the impact it's had on me, except now I realize that's not why I wanted to show it to you. It's because I don't believe it anymore. For the first time in my life, I don't believe it. And now I'm lost. I'm lost, and this is not the time to be lost because I'm about to be a father. So here I am on one of the truly most exciting days of my life, and I realize that the thing I want most in meeting you is your help, so that maybe I can still believe that note.
Top right.
Top.
The chair. Top right sticky. The crumpled one. Bring it here.
Ed rises. He steps gingerly around Dawn and goes to the chair.
This one?
Yes.
Ed pulls it off and brings it over to Dawn.
Read it.
Ed reads it to himself.
I don't...
Say it.
He's the one.
It came to me last night, so I wrote it down. He's the one. I understand now. You. It means you.
End of excerpt.
So it turns out that he's the one, Don means that he's the one who's going to help him because Don, at halftime of the Super Bowl, plans to commit suicide and post it on YouTube. And he refuses to see his daughter because he's terrified that he will do something to harm her or harm the baby. So in fact, broadcasting his suicide is, in his mind, one way to prevent his grandchild from ever playing football, and his hope that maybe it will help some players walk away or never join in. And I apologize to those from Alabama. I know that's sacrilege, but okay. So moving on to the next. Now, as many of you have discovered, our playwrights are multi-talented and not afraid to show it. You may have been to karaoke or to any of the open mics. So I thought it would be fun to include them, some of them, in this next excerpt. So Ryan, Sarah, Edith, Krista, if you would join us. And this play is called License for Seal Boy. Very, very different. It is brand spanking new. And the premise is that people now need licenses to be a parent. And if you don't have a license, you can be sued for any little thing that your child does. Throwing sand in a sandbox, anything. My sons are 10 and 13, and if I had to get a license, oh boy, or if I had a license, there'd be a lot of points on it. Okay, so Meg, this play centers around Meg, who is pregnant at the start of the play and terrified and studying for her license. And her husband, Darren, works for a law firm that specializes in suing unlicensed parents. And he's just been promoted, so now he can start to take on these cases. Oh, and one last thing I should say, that Meg in the play can see everything, any scene that's happening, anywhere that her husband is, anything, without actually physically being in the scene. So it's kind of a step beyond sensing them. Meg in Spotlight.
Pinnipeds, commonly known as earless or true seals, are a diverse clade of semi-aquatic marine mammals. There are many types: the leopard seal, the harbor seal, the fur seal, Hawaiian monk seal, Mediterranean monk seal, northern elephant seal, southern elephant seal, harp seal, gray seal, Weddell seal. Seal pups are typically born in the spring, and females bear all the responsibility for raising them.
A pregnant Meg steps out of spotlight and into the kitchen dining table of a small apartment. Meg studies, checking through a ton of parenting books spread about the table. She feels a kick.
Well, hello in there. You're going to come out soon. Any moment.
Darren bounds in.
Off to work.
Don't leave me alone.
You're not alone. You'll never be alone again.
Holy shit!
Isn't that exciting?
I'm definitely in an excited state, yes.
Great. Adios, amiga.
Let someone else take the case.
Are you kidding me? They've given me nothing but junk, grunt work. They laugh as they go on vacation, lock me in the library and shut the lights out. I use night vision goggles to read case books, but now
I'm pregnant.
That's why they're finally letting me have one of these cases. Man with a child on the way, protecting his family. I am the protector. Prepare the cave for my return. Fire and a blowjob to show your appreciation.
Let someone else do it, please. Someone smarter, older, balder, fatter, someone with grown children who have proven themselves responsible adults with jobs and houses and power tools that they've never used and never will. Not for the yard or to go on a murderous rampage slicing into their neighbors' jugulars with hedge trimmers.
What do you mean, smarter?
Lawyer smart, shark-like.
That's exactly what I'll be. Lawyer smart. Shark-like.
He begins to hum the Jaws theme.
Da-da, da-da. Dun, 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 dun.
He kneels before her. He kneels before her and shark-like puts his mouth over her crotch, shaking his mouth back and forth, pretending to feed wildly, trying to turn her on.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of mother I'll be. You never really know. Not until... Oh my God. Me. You might end up suing me.
Darren continues down below.
It's not a goddamn seal I've got in there.
Darren stops.
Unless it is. I don't know. I don't know anything about what this is inside me. It could be a seal, or a reptile, a bird of prey, a monster, a demon, half human, deformed, homicidal, suicidal.
Stop worrying. You're gonna be a terrific mother. Any day now, you'll get your results and you'll say, look at this. I have my license to parent. My little way person, these lawsuits aren't for the likes of you. It's for them, the ones that failed to get their license. I'm coming for them because I am the protector.
I think I failed.
Didn't hear you. I was trying to exit triumphantly.
I'm pretty sure I failed.
Nonsense. Not my wife. Not the wife of the protector. Here I go again.
He exits triumphantly.
It was the blood test. It might show sugar traces, maybe more than traces. God, I want a milkshake.
Enter a tall teenager in a seal mask. It's not a cute mask. Odd, menacing. The tall teenager in the seal mask carries a milkshake. He approaches her, too close, looms over her. The big seal-masked teen dips his fingers in and smears milkshake over Meg's face. A moment. Then the seal-masked teen stares at her as he gulps down the rest of the shake. He exits.
It's fine. It'll be fun. You'll be a joy and I'll be a good mother. I'll do everything the books say. Even though they all say different things. Opposite things. It's kind of confusing.
Meg turns as Darren enters his office. Darren's hottest-shit consultant is there.
But maybe so it'll be fine. It will. And maybe, who knows? Maybe I didn't fail.
She failed the licensing test.
Shit.
Sugar.
How do you know?
My sources, it was a black market 7-Eleven. See, this is why I've been hired as your hottest shit consultant.
This is bad. How do I head the sue the parent division when my own wife isn't licensed?
I'll send in my team. Problem solved.
A team? I get a team? Oh my God, that would be so great.
Hottest-shit consultant moves to Darren. She grabs his dick.
You could be big time. You solve the wife thing, you rise right to the top.
Is wordplay really necessary? Your hands on his dick.
Music. Dance of the licensing consultants. A team of 3 licensing consultants enters dancing. Something fun, odd, extensive. At least one of them should have a fishing pole. The three consultants are Amy Chua, Tiger Mom, Dr. Sears, super nurturing father of attachment parenting, and Pamela Druckerman, the woman abroad in France who writes all the articles and the book about how French parents do it better than American parents. She speaks in a fake French accent.
Dr. Sears, the father of attachment parenting.
Pamela Druckerman, parent in Paris.
Amy fucking Chua, Tiger Mom.
We're here to help you.
To get your license.
Oh, thank God.
You get another chance now that your baby's been born.
Born? I'm still pregnant, aren't I?
Chua takes her fishing pole and sticks the hook between Meg's legs.
Ow! Ow!
Dr. Sears places a stuffed animal seal on the hook. They dangle it before Meg.
Your baby.
This is my baby?
You gave birth to him, you should know. Are you a moron?
Do not even recognize your own baby?
I'm trying. Meg takes the stuffed animal seal off the hook, looks at it.
It's a stuffed seal.
Oh, what a loving nickname, my little seal. Okay, time to breastfeed.
Oui. Breastfeed your baby, but not in public. No. Your country is, how you say, terrified of the female body. In France, we are not terrified of the female body.
You know, Frenchie here isn't French. She's American. She just lives in France, so she can condescend to Americans and write about it in the Times.
I always liked the men's mouth sucking hard on the nipples. I once had an orgasm just from this. In France, we are not terrified of the female orgasm. We are proud of the female orgasm.
I say, use a bottle. Keep your tits intact or they'll turn into socks with rocks.
Babies do better breastfed, smarter, more successful, better musicians.
He always pulls that shit out. Like all I care about is raising concert-level violinists, which is true. That is all I care about. All right, whip out those tatas. Step 1 to Carnegie Hall.
They all stare expectantly at Meg, waiting. Meg, completely baffled, picks up her baby and looks at it. She tries to figure out how she'll breastfeed it. Ultimately, she just shoves the stuffed animal seal inside her shirt. She looks up at the consultants.
Oh, there, he's latched on.
He has?
Another reason the breastfeeding is the best. My baby learns how to work the nipple. His girlfriends, they love him.
But I haven't really had my baby yet, have I? Is this stuffed seal?
Why does she insist her baby is a stuffed seal? I think this woman, she is not stable.
Denial.
Terrified American.
Could be postpartum depression.
Time's up. That's $13,000 for the day.
Meg hands over her credit card. Dr. Sears takes it, gives her a nurturing smile, and the three consultants exit dancing. Maybe to Khalees.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I have to charge.
Told you. Once they're gone, tall teen seal boy enters wearing his bizarre seal mask. He takes a seat next to Meg on the couch. Meg stares at him, unnerved. Then Meg closes her eyes and stretches out her shirt. Seal boy moves his big teenager head under her shirt. He nurses. Meg sits there with Seal boy's big head protruding from her shirt. Spotlight.
Seal pups are typically born in the spring and summer months. Mothers of some species nurse their youngs for a relatively short period of time, while others only manage to get away to take short foraging trips. Between bouts of nursing, bouts and bouts and bouts of nursing.
End of excerpt.